Hey everyone, you're with Tesla Tom. Thanks so much for joining us on Ludicrous Feed. Now, I've been asked by a shopping centre here in Sydney to come in next week to discuss with the manager about installing EV chargers for their car park. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. But I actually need your opinion, guys, to work out what installation to put in, what signage to put in, all those kind of things. So there are three things I like to cover. The first thing is what kind of charger to put in, obviously. The second thing is what kind of signage. And the third thing is what can we do to prevent icing or other non-EV cars parking in those spots. So let's touch on type of charger. So first of all, they've got a choice between Tesla type chargers or non-Tesla chargers. Now obviously Tesla, by the time Model 3 comes into the country, it's going to be the predominant electric vehicle in Australia, or at least in Sydney at least. So it makes sense, I guess, to put in a Tesla charger like that, which is Type 2 compatible. You can set it to legacy mode, which is just a dip switch, I'm told, and any EV can basically park in there and charge as long as they've got a Type 2 charger. The disadvantage of that is that these chargers are not networked, so you can't look on an app or any other device before you come into the shops to find out whether they're taken or not. The other advantage is that for the shopping center, this is free. So Tesla hands these out on approval to shopping centers and other places like that. They only have to pay for the installation by an electrician and also the electricity, of course, as well. So free for the shopping center, just ongoing electricity costs. The other option is to get a non-Tesla charger, so something like a EV Schneider or an EO charger supplied by ChargeFox and ebse.com.au respectively. The downside for the shopping center is that they've got to pay for the installation, pay for the box, pay for the electricity. The good side, or the upside, is that for an EV driver, you can actually log into the app, like a ChargeFox app or the EO app, and you can tell before you go into the shops whether those chargers are taken or not. So it'll say like 1 of 2 available or 1 of 4 available, something like that. Whereas with a Tesla, you can't. So that's one benefit of having that for an EV driver. So that's type of charging box. The second thing I want to talk about is signage. So at the moment, in general, at least in Sydney, I found that signage is quite lacking in shopping centres. There are only a few examples where there is good signage, but on the whole, it's pretty terrible. You don't know if there's a charger there or not. There are no signs to point you the way. So when I sit down with these guys next week, I'm going to say to them, you need to have good signage. So on the exterior of the car park as you drive in, when you get to the car park entrance, another sign. You need signage all along the major arterials of that car park to go, to basically go to that spot. So that's important. Signage is important. And with signage, I guess, goes along with icing. So to prevent icing, there are a few things I need to tell these guys. And obviously, if there's any more, please let me know in the comments below. But the first thing is to prevent icing, do we put these spots far away from the shop entrance? So that's one benefit in that it's less likely for an ICE driver to park there. They'll pick a closer spot closer to the entrance. I think most EV drivers, certainly myself included, I don't mind walking from an EV spot because I know it's being charged. It's not inconveniencing other drivers as such. It's not taking up a precious parking spot. The downside, I guess, for the shopping center is that, well, they kind of want to show off how sustainable or how progressive they are as a shopping center. So they want people to know there's an EV spot right there near the shop's entrance. But I think at the moment where we are in Australia, that's going to generate a lot of angst. I think from what I can see, I'm being realistic here, people are going to go, oh, there's an EV spot being taken. Why does that need to be there? Taking up my precious parking spot. The same way they complain about disabled parking spots, parents with prams, seniors parking. The green spot's just another form of quote unquote, discrimination or elitism or whatever you want to call it away from the general populace. So I'm a bit undecided what to tell them. So I need you to help me decide where to put these EV spots, whether it's close to the shops or away from the shops. The third thing, I guess, to prevent icing is to paint the floor. So paint the car park spots with bright green, bright orange, bright yellow, whatever, something to differentiate it from any other parking spots. So I think green is generally the color, not just the floor green, but also the wall green, I reckon, as well. Signage above the parking spot, maybe an official looking sign which says EV charging only, or EV vehicles only when charging. I'm going to try and, if they go with these Tesla chargers, I'm going to try and discourage them from using like the Tesla vehicle only spots because I think that's a little bit, again, discriminatory towards non-Tesla EVs. Like we want the world to become an electric vehicle or electrified, not just Tesla-fied. So I think from an inclusive point of view, it'd be nice just to have an generic electric vehicle charging sign. I think this is a little bit too exclusive having a Tesla charging only sign. Again, the one bad thing of having a Tesla charger is that even though technically you can plug it into any EV, someone who's not quite in the know with a non-Tesla EV are gonna see that Tesla charging box and think, oh, I can't charge my car there. Whereas if you've got a generic charger, then they're more likely to use it. And I guess one more thing I didn't include is also cables. Like, do we include, I mean, the Tesla chargers have got cables, but if it's a generic charging box, they don't always come with cables. So you get some ChargeFox chargers or EVSE chargers with cables included. I did a video recently on Sonata Shopping Centre. They had a nice system to keep their cables tidy. So I think I personally like seeing the cables there. Like, I've got a Type 2 cable, but not everybody's going to have one. So I think to have those cables there, it also helps older Type 1 cars. And again, these Tesla chargers don't have Type 1 plugs, so the generic branded ones might be good. So you can have a Type 1 cable and a Type 2 cable neatly secured next to the charge box, so they can just plug in as needed. The downside is that it's a risk of being vandalized or damaged by bored teenagers, dare I say, or anyone else who's bored for that matter. So again, I'm undecided. So I want you guys to help me. A lot of questions here I need answered, or at least opinions on, because you guys are the ones who'll be driving the EVs into these shops. So I want your opinion so that I can convey that message to these guys, this management that I'm going to be speaking to next week at a shopping centre here in Sydney. If this works out, I'll use that as a model for trying to get more shopping centres to come on board. That'd be nice for the EV revolution here in Australia. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting below as well. Just want to quickly say thank you to everyone who's used my referral code for buying a Tesla Model 3 in Australia. I cannot believe how many I've got. Like, it's really blown my mind. Check out my referral link below and you'll see how many I've got, because it changes all the time obviously. But at this point in time, at this time of this post, it's more than 50, more than 50 referrals. In my wildest dreams, I could not have imagined that many people using my referral link. So thank you guys. Congratulations on your purchase. You're going to love that brand new Model 3. And why am I doing this? Because I would like to win a Roadster for Australia. I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but I think it's a little bit patriotic. I would like to see that Roadster here in Australia to show the world that yes, we are EV ready, we are renewable ready. Here's an electric vehicle that can drive from Sydney to Melbourne in one charge. It can be done. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting Ludicrous Feed. And as always, happy charging. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Ludicrous Feed to stay up to date with our latest videos. Congratulations to everyone who's used my referral link to buy a new Tesla. I'll leave that in the comments and also in the description below. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook for more content. Happy charging!